Hello, everyone. So, apologies. Last night's game, the recording captured my mic audio, but it did not capture the player's Discord audio, and that was due to a mistake on my part. It's been a while since I've recorded our game sessions. So I wanted to apologize for that and provide a bit of an explanation on what's happening in the game. So in episode 1, what happens is the party is taking a break, recovering from their previous battle with Vecna and Lolth. And as Alphonso has entered his inherited vault and everybody's resting, a pair of drow priestesses appears for a moment. The character Fu catches a snippet of their conversation explaining that they missed their location that they were attempting to reach, and then they disappear. A few moments later, the party meets the custodian of the tower that you see here. The custodian starts advising them about the rules of the tower and the vaults within the tower, and also explains to Alphonso that if he wishes to maintain his vault in the tower, he has to provide a tithe to the custodian. That tithe being essentially 100,000 gold pieces via either platinum, astral diamonds, or magic items. Anyway, as this explanation is occurring, the tower begins to experience tremors. Alphonso is prohibited from entering any other vault within the tower. Otherwise, he would suffer very rapid, excessive damage. So the remaining members of the party, Fu, Agravine, and Solana, agree to go up and attempt to deal with the resurrection of Lolth in her vault. So they go up there. The first thing they discover is the vault is filled with, of course, webs. Fu goes in and manages to avoid being restrained. Makes essentially a flame strike attack inside the vault. And Lolth is not fully resurrected yet. He has a fight with a drow arcane guard, and essentially manages to kill the guard in the first round of combat. And then the full battle begins to ensue as Solana and Agravine make their way into the vault. The two priests or priestesses are out of view from outside of the vault. So the party actually has to enter into the vault, deal with the webs before they're able to attack the priestesses. In addition, Lolth herself is not fully present. So while it never came up, at this time they would not actually be able to launch an attack against the resurrected form of Lolth because she's actually not physically there yet. So as we move on and the fight continues, Agrivine and Solana both are put down and fall at different points during the combat. And when Agrivine goes down towards the end of the combat, the only thing that's left is after both of the priestesses are killed and they start fighting Lolth, Lolth summons some giant spiders, one of which is kind of a special spider. You'll see it on the map listed with the name of Itsy Bitsy, just for a little humor. Anyway, once Agrivine falls, Fu freaks out and essentially moves into an aspect that he has where he does tremendous amounts of damage, but he can only perform this feat once per week. And he hasn't used it in a while, so he turns this feature on, is able to destroy the Itsy Bitsy spider, and eventually heals up both Solana and Agrivine and defeats the reincarnated or resurrected, I should say, version of Lolth. After which, the Custodian approaches Fu and tells Fu that he has passed the final of 3 tests. The previous test included his decision to crown or approve Alphonso's inheriting the deity powers from Yondalla as she died. And Fu sacrificed his own flame of creation to protect many people, including Alphonso, a character called Grumption, and most of the halfling race. By giving up the fire, he also cured his brother, Korad, of his insanity. But you can observe that in the last week's episodes. So Fu accepts the crown, and we go through their powers, and the party also levels up at the end. So that is the gist of what's happening. I am going to put this narration as a leader on all 3 episodes. And again, I'm sorry about the audio, but you can hopefully follow along with my side of the audio, and you can watch the rolls and see what's going on and follow along. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Okay, Spider 3 got a 21. Itsy Bitsy got a 27. Lolth got a 45. And what type of damage? What type of damage? Okay. Okay.
The fourth chapter of Genesis contains. The first light of dawn breaks across the serene. Head lower, and her ears bend back. And there is something in her posture that is neither triumph nor satisfaction, but rather a kind of grim determination, as if she is forcing herself to an action that her body demands, but her mind rebels against. And when the ranger vehicle approaches with its diesel rumble breaking the stillness, she turns to face it with eyes that hold neither
That'll hit.
aggression, but something closer to a terrible resolve. Emily arrives in the second vehicle, just as Daniel begins to move on foot toward the mare, waving his arms in broad sweeping gestures designed to drive her back without causing additional stress. The mare holds her ground for 3 long seconds. 3 seconds in which Daniel can see the slight swell of her belly that speaks of
It's dead.
already taking root, already demanding resources that her body has calculated it cannot afford to share with the damaged foal at her feet. Then the mare turns and trots away, her gait stiff and deliberate, and just before she rejoins the herd, she pauses and looks back over her shoulder at the small striped form lying motionless in the grass. And in that single backward glance, there is something that Daniel will spend the next 3 weeks trying to interpret, trying to decide whether what he saw was regret, or simply the last flicker of an instinct being overridden by a more primal calculus of survival.
Anything else?
Steps her back without hesitation, closing ranks around her as if nothing has happened, as if the small light left behind in the dust is already forgotten.
39 hits.
Collective memory of the group. And within minutes they have moved on to fresh grazing grounds, leaving the foal alone in a widening pool of morning light that makes the scene seem both beautiful and unbearably cruel.
What damage types?
Carefully dropping to one knee beside the small body and placing a gentle hand on its neck to check for vital signs. And beneath his palm, he can feel the rapid flutter of a heartbeat and the shallow rise and fall of breathing food, that life persists even in this body that has been so thoroughly rejected by the one who gave it existence. The foal's eyes are open but unfocused, staring at nothing with a blankness that Daniel recognizes as shock. And when he carefully runs his hands along the small rib cage and down each trembling leg, he finds no broken bones but an extensive pattern of bruises.
So what's the total damage?
To the coming hours, painting the foal's striped coat in shades of injury that will take weeks to heal if they heal at all. Emily brings the transport crate from her vehicle, and together they lift the foal with movements made slow and gentle by the understanding that this small life has already endured more trauma than most animals face in their entire existence. And as they settle the foal into the padded interior of the crate, Daniel catches Emily's eyes across the small striped body and sees his own question.
Okay.
What drives a mother to this?
If I remember right, Solana, you broke out of the webs. Oh. She opted not to. Yeah.
And he finds himself driving with a care that borders on the obsessive, treating the rugged dirt track as if it were made of glass that might shatter when he retires. At the station, they had a semi-wild enclosure, 2 acres.
So you're still restrained. So you have disadvantage on your attacks. Did you? Oh, that's right. You're not restrained because you went down, and Fu healed you, removing all conditions. So you are not restrained.
And Daniel settles onto the ground nearby with his back against the shelter wall, prepared to keep vigil over this small life that has been so thoroughly abandoned by everything that should have protected it. Emily returns with supplies: electrolyte solution, soft cloths, a bottle with a specialized needle designed for working wildlife, and she moves with the quiet efficiency of someone who has done this before, who has learned through experience that sometimes the most important thing we can offer is simply presence. The steady reminder that this creature is not alone, even if it has been left behind by its own.
Well, if you're gonna do it, now's the time.
And the foal does not eat, does not drink, does not acknowledge their presence except through the occasional flicker of its ears when they speak in low tones to each other.
Oh.
To understand that that cannot see the once written in the architecture of trust that has been shattered before it can fully form may be more serious than any physical trauma.
That's a true statement.
Toward the western horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple that make the Serengeti look like something from a dream. Daniel finds himself thinking about the mare's swollen belly, about the impossible mathematics of survival that her body had performed in those violent seconds of the morning.
Nobody can make her re-roll that one.
What it seemed like pure cruelty. She was carrying another life inside.
I'm asking if Agravine or Voodoo.
Resource her body could provide, and something.
The one.
The way the first foal had been born. Something in its weakness.
Okay.
Strength, or perhaps just in the accumulated stress of a dry season.
Sure.
That had left the grazing sparse and the water holes distant, had triggered a calculation that existed below the level of conscious thought. A brutal equation that weighed one potential life against another.
Wait. I thought that was an attack roll.
Nature doesn't ask permission.
Okay.
As it watches the whole shadow.
Oh, okay.
And the thought brings in no comfort, but it begins to shift. Something in his understanding begins to replace his anger at the mirror with something more complicated.
No.
Something that acknowledges the impossible choices that wild animals must make in an environment that offers no safety net, no second chances, no mercy for mistake.
And you're raging.
Clear, bringing with it a change so subtle that Daniel almost misses it in his exhaustion from 3 nights of broken sleep spent checking on the foal at 2-hour intervals. But Emily catches it immediately when she arrives for her shift. The foal's head is no longer resting flat on the ground, but is raised slightly, and its dark eyes track their movements with something that might be the first stirring of awareness, returning to a mind that had retreated deep inside itself for protection. They have named her Hope in a moment of sentiment that both of them immediately regretted, as two on-the-nose,
What's the 35 come from?
But the name has stuck because neither of them can think of an alternative.
So what the 35 come from?
She remains this small zebra who is learning moment by moment whether the world is a place worth engaging with or a threat to be endured inside.
Okay. Yeah.
So
you healed for a total of 105.
She places them just within Hope's reach without making eye contact, without
Right.
not feel like pressure or demand. And then she retreats to the far side of the enclosure.
So you have an effective hit point of 114 for the moment.
For long minutes, nothing happens, and Emily begins to think that today will be like the previous 3 days, a waiting game that seems designed to test the limits of human patience.
And then you're not restrained?
And the muzzle brushes against the grass stems, and there is a moment of stillness before her lips part, and she takes the smallest possible bite, barely more than a taste, but it is enough to send a surge of relief through Emily's chest that makes her have to look away to keep the emotion from showing on her face. Daniel arrives an hour later to find Hope nibbling sporadically at the grass pile, and the expression on his face tells Emily that he understands the significance of this small act. This decision to take nourishment from a world that has so far offered her more pain than comfort, and they share a look of cautious optimism that neither wants to voice aloud for fear of jinxing.
Yeah, webbing still.
Zoo facility, and each option comes with its own set of complications and compromises that make it clear
Okay.
there's no perfect solution, only a series of imperfect choices that they must weigh against each other. Wild release is not viable, says Peter Canal, the senior wildlife manager, and his voice carries the authority of 30 years of field experience, not for a foal who was rejected this early and has
It's 49.
To the degree that Hope has, because she lacks the social skills to integrate into a herd and would likely face aggression from a staff
Yes, she does.
who would recognize her as an outsider, which would put her right back in the situation
Anything else, Solana? Okay, Agrivine, you're up. Let's see. If I remember correctly, you made your deck save. Okay, so you just need to make the 2 con saves. Yes. That's, yeah, those are failures because the DC is 25. So, yeah, I'm working on the. Ooh. That's 80 points of damage. So you. So how many points below 0 are you? Okay. Okay. Lolth is going to make her attacks against Solana again. So the first 2 are claw attacks. Here's the first claw. 33. 30. And a bite. 31. And Solana, yeah. And this might actually take you down again. So there's the 2 claws for 72. Piercing. And this is also piercing. So she's not down. The bite was 20. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Itsy Bitsy is at the start of her next turn, yeah. Yeah. Itsy Bitsy is going to try and eat Agrabah. That's a miss. It is now Foo's turn. Every sperm is sacred. Oh, I'm sure she does. Yeah, hang on a second. So you crit. What is the okay? But I see you rolled a d20 and you rolled a 20 plus 8 strength plus 5 proficiency plus 10 magic plus yeah. Okay, Lolth is dead. I don't know. That'll hit. Okay. let's see. 158. Okay. Okay, that hits. Okay. Okay. That'll hit. Okay. Itsy Bitsy finally dies. And combat is over. That's a nice heal. And the Custodian appears before you all. And he waits for Fu to return to normal. Once Fu returns to normal, the Custodian goes, "Congratulations, you have passed the third test." For passing, you, talking to Fu, and he holds out a crown made out of vines and leaves and sticks. The decision is yours. Should you take this crown, you become, let me get back to the description. In the right spot. Of course not. The Divine Vault. Oops. Okay. Okay. Think, yes, I'm here. Find me. Let's see. This is the crown of verdant sovereignty. It's a crown interwoven of living vines, thorns, blossoms, bone white branches. As he's holding it, its appearance shifts constantly. Never the same pattern twice. Do you accept? So, first, I don't casually display this. I only display this when a god has fallen. When the balance of the Feywild is threatened, and when a candidate shows worthy. If you take the crown. To use it, you would need to attune to it. You must sacrifice one of the following permanently: a cherished memory, 20 maximum hit points, or a class feature. Yes, or a class feature. What you gain is the Verdant Warden. You become an immortal guardian bound to the Feywild. The primary benefits of this: you will no longer age. You cannot die of natural causes. If you are ever reduced to 0 hit points, your body dissolves into roots and light, and it reforms within 10 days at a random location within the Feywild. It also gives you sovereign authority within the Feywild. All Fey creatures must succeed a charisma saving throw if they want to disobey a direct command from you. You would have advantage on all social checks versus Fey. You also gain true sight to 200 feet. You gain a verdant domain. All terrain within 1 mile of a location of your choice will reshape over the space of an hour, which includes forest growth, seasonal shifts, and illusionary glamour overlays. You also become the Council of Kings. You will instantly know when a Fey ruler makes a major decision. You can project an avatar to any Fey in any Fey court, as long as you're within the Feywild. You also gain, at will, speak with plants, misty step, detect magic, 3 times a day, transport via plants, dominate person, wall of thorns, and once per day, foresight and mass suggestion. You would also gain the following secondary effects: duality of beauty and decay. Each dawn, you'll roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, you assume a bloom aspect. Allies heal plus 10 hit points at the start of each turn as long as they're within 30 feet of you. If you rolled a 4 to a 6, then you're in the decay aspect. Enemies take 10 necrotic damage within 30 feet of you. You also gain a Fey anchor. You cannot willingly leave the Feywild for more than 24 hours. After 24 hours, you would have disadvantage on all rolls. You would lose regeneration abilities. Okay. Yes. It'll be a random memory. Uh, it. Hang on, I'm not done with him yet. Once you are attuned for 30 days, you also gain legendary resistance 3 times a day, an aura of enchantment immunity for 30 feet, and you can actively summon 1 Archfey spirit once per day. And your role, this is not power. This is a sentence disguised as purpose. The Custodian does warn Solana and Agrivine that this removes Fu from normal adventuring eventually. Actually, you need to pick 3. Because this is also random. Yeah, semi-random. I'll let you pick 3, but you're going to roll. Yes. All right. So going back to Alphonso. So you're required to tithe to the custodian. That will be 1,000 platinum pieces per year, 10 astral diamonds per year, or a magic item or tome of knowledge with equal value. If you find a tome that exceeds that value, he would give you a bonus. You can pay for as much time as you want. And he actually takes you up to the 6th level. He has a massive library of magic tomes. Yes. Sometimes clients borrow tomes for personal use. Occasionally, they don't return a tome. And if it's long enough that they don't return a tome, then I'm required to go seize it. Not typically. Cord, for example, always pays in astral diamonds. Vecna always pays me in tomes because he will come back and borrow a tome back out. As examples. Yes. The Queen of the Succubi typically brings me magic items and sometimes platinum. Well, you will earn, assuming that you continue to uh, support the clerics that and paladins that follow you, you will eventually earn more than enough per year to simply pay in platinum. Yes, typically you'll earn approximately 10,000 platinum pieces per annual. He takes you back to Yondalla's vault. You did, however, notice that in the center of his vault, hanging from the ceiling, is a ball made of roots and vines and branches, and you spied what appeared to be a throne inside that ball. Didn't seem like it belonged to him. All right, Fu, do you need a copy of all your stuff? Okay. Let me get it into a notepad for you here. In the vault, yeah. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Hmm. That is not. Okay, go back to the Feywild. Where's my. Uh, 100 astral diamonds. Where's. Oh. Okay. Recently. Close all that. We're almost done. Oh, man. I'm going to have to send you the crown over the weekend. I have lost track of what project file I had those stats in. This time. Yeah. Oh, I found it. Yes, you actually have the power to summon a horse. That was part of your horse lord abilities. So, authority. Yeah. Per liter. Yeah, which is less than US dollars. You can actually go to sleep. Good night. Okay, the file is in Discord. Oh.